The floodlights of Buriram are ready to blaze, the grandstands are filling with restless anticipation, and yet inside the paddock, the atmosphere feels anything but calm. The 2026 season opener at the Thailand Grand Prix has barely begun, and already tension is rippling through the garage of Prima Pramac Racing. On one side, Jack Miller cuts a relaxed figure, speaking of optimism and opportunity. On the other, Toprak Razgatlioglu wears the expression of a man confronting an unfamiliar reality. One where lap charts tell an uncomfortable story. Sepang raised eyebrows. Buriram sharpened them. Now, as the 2026 campaign prepares to ignite, Yamaha's struggles refuse to stay hidden, and the internal contrast between its two Pramac riders could define the opening chapter of this season. Both Pramac riders endured a bruising winter. At the Sepang test, Miller and Razgatlioglu languished in 17th and 18th positions. The subsequent Buriram test offered little relief. 16th for Miller, the best Yamaha on the sheet, and 21st for Razgatlioglu. These are not numbers that inspire confidence heading into a season opener. For a manufacturer like Yamaha Motor Company, fighting to claw back competitiveness in the post-2024 technical era, the data paints a sobering picture. Pramac, once synonymous with Ducati-powered podiums at Buriram, carries a proud history at this circuit. 2 podiums and a victory. But those trophies were earned under very different circumstances, when Mercedes horsepower and aerodynamic mastery were at their disposal. Since switching allegiance to Yamaha, the silverware cabinet has remained stubbornly empty. Miller, ever the pragmatist, has adopted the tone of a project leader rather than a frustrated rider. Finishing as the fastest Yamaha in Thailand testing, he sees racing not as a threat, but as an opportunity. It's fantastic to finally go racing again. The tests gave us some good feedback, and although there are areas we need to improve significantly, that's exactly our objective. The Australian understands something fundamental about Motogp's current technical arms race. Meaningful development often happens under race pressure, parc fermé conditions, tyre degradation, fuel loads. These reveal truths no controlled test session can fully simulate. Racing is our motivation and also the best development tool we can hope for. Being on track in real race conditions will help us understand the bike better and keep pushing this project forward. His calm approach could prove invaluable. Yamaha's M1 remains agile in flowing sections but struggles under acceleration and top speed, particularly at a circuit like the Chang International Circuit, where long straights punish any deficit in engine performance. For Razgatlioglu, however, the psychological battle is perhaps even greater than the technical one. A 3-time world SBK champion, he is unaccustomed to seeing his name near the bottom of timing screens. Motogp has delivered a harsh welcome. I feel the pressure, but at the same time, I'm very excited. I know I still have a lot to learn, and the first few races will be difficult, but I'm really looking forward to this challenge, and I feel ready for it. His words carry maturity, yet there is no disguising the internal storm. In World Superbikes, Toprak's aggressive braking style and extraordinary front-end control made him a dominant force. In Motogp, the carbon brakes, Michelin tyres and ride height devices demand adaptation. The danger is not merely finishing outside the top 10. It is the erosion of confidence that can follow repeated struggles. A rider built on instinct must now recalibrate everything: braking markers, corner entry technique, electronics management, and tyre conservation. The dynamic inside Pramac's garage could shape Yamaha's trajectory in 2026. Miller represents stability. He has experience across manufacturers and understands long-term rebuilding projects. His steady accumulation of data and points could form the backbone of Yamaha's recovery. Razgatlioglu represents potential volatility. If he adapts quickly, his natural flair could unlock performance gains others cannot. But if frustration grows, tension within the project may escalate. especially under the spotlight of a debut Motogp campaign. The Thailand opener will not decide the championship, but it will set the tone. Will Miller's composure guide the development curve upward? Can Razgatlioglu transform anger into acceleration? Or will Yamaha's struggles deepen under the unforgiving heat of Buriram? One thing is certain, as engines fire up in Thailand, the tension in the paddock is already reaching boiling point. And the 2026 Motogp season hasn't even properly begun. What makes this situation even more compelling is the broader context surrounding Yamaha's technical reset. Over the winter, engineers worked tirelessly to refine chassis balance and improve rear traction, yet the stopwatch has been brutally honest. The M1 still appears to lack the explosive acceleration that defines the current Motogp grid, and at a circuit where overtaking often depends on exit speed onto the straights, that weakness could prove costly once the lights go out. There is also the strategic dimension. Buriram is notorious for its high track temperatures and punishing tyre wear, especially on the rear. That factor may paradoxically offer Yamaha a narrow window of opportunity. If outright speed is missing, intelligent tyre conservation and race management could bring them into play as rivals begin to struggle in the closing laps. In this respect, Miller's experience could be critical. For Razgatlioglu, the opening round represents something far deeper than points. It is about proving that his move from World Superbikes was not merely ambitious, but viable. The Turkish star has built his reputation on fearless braking duels and spectacular racecraft, translating that instinct into MotoGP's more complex ecosystem. With ride height devices, advanced electronics and different tyre behaviour. Requires patience as much as bravery. Inside the Pramac garage, body language will be watched closely. A calm Miller scoring solid points could stabilise morale, while visible frustration from Razgatlioglu might amplify external scrutiny. MotoGP paddocks are ecosystems of confidence. Momentum, whether positive or negative, spreads quickly through engineers, mechanics, and riders alike. There is also the matter of expectation. Yamaha's switch in technical direction last season signalled a long-term rebuilding effort rather than a short-term title assault. Yet fans and sponsors rarely operate on long timelines. A competitive showing in Thailand, even without a podium, would help reinforce belief that progress is genuine rather than theoretical.